Hi there. My name is John Cattie, managing partner of the law firm of Cattie Gonzalez. And I want to welcome you to the presentation FEHBA Lien Resolution in 2025. Cattie Gonzalez is a law firm that resolves healthcare liens and related to bodily injury claims, typically workers' compensation, auto, liability insurance, and no-fault insurance. And I can tell you from experience that FEHBA liens are amongst the toughest ones that we deal with every day. So tough, in fact, that we've got one attorney dedicated to the practice of FEHBA lien resolution. I want to introduce my colleague and co-presenter today, Zach de Leon. Zach, how are you doing today?
John, I can't complain at all. It's a beautiful day, and we get to talk about a health plan type that is very prevalent, but it's also very nuanced. And a lot of people might not be as aware of it and how it operates. So, excited to get into that with you today.
Absolutely. So we're going for 60 minutes. I encourage folks, as you're going through here, obviously this is a taped presentation. If you do have questions that arise from what we're discussing, you'll have the ability to get our contact information at the end of the presentation. And before I pass it off to Zach, I do want to thank Lawline for the opportunity to provide this educational content. Lawline's a terrific provider of COE presentations. I highly encourage you to look at not only this one that you dialed into today, but other presentations that we've done among the other lien types, such as Medicare and Medicaid and military liens and other content that Lawline presents. So, Zach, with that, why don't you kick us off and talk a little bit about what the learning objectives are for today's session?
Yeah, absolutely. So, baseline, we want you to understand the historical background underpinning FEHBA. FEHBA is its own federal act that came to be late 1959, actually became effective in 1960. And we want you to understand how it came to be, why it's here, and how it's developed into the modern day. We want you to understand the statutory framework governing FEHBA jurisdiction and preemption. So, preparing for this, you have a lot of commentators on this area, but even having all those commentators, they really sometimes find a struggle to dive into the nuance of the stuff. A lot of people think FEHBA liens are cut and dry given the case law that's developed over the past 2 decades. And from my perspective, I don't necessarily would agree with that.